What's up? Welcome back to the channel. I want to talk about the one relationship in Helluva Boss that everyone calls the healthy one, the good one, the couple goals one, and I think that's exactly why it's actually kind of boring. Let's get into Fizzarolli and Asmodeus. Quick context if you're not caught up. Fizzarolli and Blitzo used to be best friends back when they both worked in the same circus. Fizzarolli was the jester, not the clown. There's an actual difference, and the show makes a point of it. And everything was fine until an accident left him covered in scars and permanently damaged his body. Blitzo, in classic Blitzo fashion, didn't step in to help when it mattered, and Fizzarolli has resented him for it ever since. That's the wound this character carries. And out of that wreckage, Asmodeus, literally the embodiment of lust as a sin, steps in, rebuilds him, gives him a new body, and eventually a relationship neither of them seems to have any real problems with. And that's kind of the issue. A relationship with zero visible problems isn't automatically a good relationship to write. It's just an easy one to point at and say, see, this is healthy. The show clearly wants Fizzarolli and Asmodeus to function as the blueprint. Like, hey, this is what Stolas and Blitzo could have if they got their stuff together. Which, fine, that's a fair narrative tool. But when you use a couple purely as a contrast device instead of giving them their own story, you end up with two characters who exist mostly to prove a point instead of being interesting on their own terms. Let's talk about Fizzarolli first, because he at least has something going on. His whole arc is rooted in real trauma, an accident, physical disfigurement, a friend who chose not to save him, years of resentment simmering under a performer's smile. He's dealing with anxiety, and he's clearly still processing what happened to him even while putting on a happy front for his audience. That's a solid foundation. The problem is the show barely does anything with it in the present timeline. We get glimpses, sure, but mostly what we see of current Fizzarolli is him being happy and comfortable in his relationship with Asmodeus, which is nice for him, I guess, but it's not exactly gripping television. Now Asmodeus, and I want to be honest, this is where the ship really falls apart for me. He is, almost beat for beat, a carbon copy of Millie from IMP. Supportive, loving, endlessly patient, basically defined entirely by being someone's devoted partner. That's it. That's the whole character. And at least with Millie, you get some actual texture. We know a bit about her family. We know where she grew up. There's a person underneath the supportive partner label. With Asmodeus, we genuinely don't even know how he and Fizzarolli met. Think about that for a second. This is a sin lord, one of the 7 actual embodiments of a deadly sin, dating an imp, and the show has never once bothered to explain how that relationship even started. Compare that to Stolas and Blitzo, where we've at least gotten pieces of their backstory over time. With Fizzarolli and Asmodeus, it's just presented as an established fact, and we're supposed to accept it. And here's the part that actually bugs me the most. Asmodeus being the personification of lust, and having a relationship built on genuine care instead of physical obsession is a genuinely fascinating contradiction. That's rich material. A being whose entire cosmic function is lust, choosing to love someone for who they actually are instead of what they look like or what they can offer physically. That's a real character study waiting to happen. And the show just doesn't touch it. It's treated as a punchline-adjacent detail instead of the compelling irony it actually is. Lust as a concept is genuinely complicated, and Helluva Boss has positioned itself as a mature show more than once. This was right there as an opportunity to actually be mature about something instead of just adding an edgy joke and moving on. So what you end up with is a relationship that's healthy on paper but hollow in execution. It's not messy enough to be dramatically interesting, and it's not developed enough to be emotionally compelling either. It just sort of exists in a stable, pleasant holding pattern, which is exactly what makes it feel like set dressing instead of a real storyline. Compare that to Millie and Moxxie, who get actual conflict, actual history, actual stakes in their relationship even while being stable. Fizzarolli and Asmodeus don't get any of that texture. They're the healthy relationship badge the show wears, not a story the show is actually telling. If I'm being optimistic, Season 3 might finally be the point where this gets some attention. We're already getting hints that backstories are getting filled in for other characters this season, so maybe the how did they meet question finally gets answered. And honestly, I hope it does, because there's a genuinely good story buried in this pairing. A disfigured performer finding real intimacy after being betrayed by someone he trusted, paired with an embodiment of lust learning to love someone the wrong way according to his own nature. That's compelling. We just haven't actually gotten it yet. So yeah, that's my take. Not a bad relationship, just an underwritten one, propped up by being the good example instead of being allowed to be its own thing. What do you think? Am I being too harsh on this ship, or does it deserve more screen time too? Let me know in the comments. And if you're into these deep dive character breakdowns, subscribe, because there's a lot more of this coming. See you in the next one.